Guys, my name is Minzamar, or you can call me Noel. So today I want us to do beadwork. Yeah, don't get scared. I know my colors are all mixed up, but habit. When you're doing a lot of beadwork, you tend to mix up a lot of colors. So I've experimented, I've tried different things like on camera, and this is what I was trying to show you guys how to work. But I just realized, one, it's too thin for you to get like a feel of what I'm trying to do, and because the colors are also changing at really short intervals, working on it is a little bit hard. So I'm gonna show you a different, slightly bigger, slightly thicker bead pattern to work. Something similar to this in terms of thickness. Don't know if you can notice the difference. Yeah, but then like maybe slightly smaller and in a monochrome, because like learning with one color is easier before you start interchanging colors. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get started. I'll be using this plate because the other one has mixed colors, and I'm thinking I should use yellow. Let me see how yellow looks. Yeah, yellow looks bright enough. So usually you get this bunch of beads at a shop. If you're in Nairobi, then along River Road there are various bead shops. You can get these there. They're the smallest. Don't get the pack ones. The ones on the string are the smallest, and they're the ones that always have the neatest results when it comes to Maasai bracelets. Yeah, so I'll just use one string because I'm not going to work on a very big what's it called, a very big sample, and because I think the string is a little bit too hard, I'll just cut it. So you cut your string and then you pull out the beads. Ensure you get all of them, because you see like mine is entangled, so there's a very huge chance that there's some beads that will be left over, but not to worry, I'll just shake them into my container and use them for later. So the other thing you will need is this. It's fishing line, and ensure if you're using the beads I've told you, ensure you get the 0.3 millimeter, because these beads are really small, and if you get any big over fishing line, you won't be able to cross, because there's a lot of crossing of the fishing lines as you work with it. It usually looks like this, and they're like groups of, I think, 4. See, I have 1, 2, 3, and I'd started working on something, so I took out one. I've used quite a good number, a bit. So there. Just make sure you find the end. Once you find the end, start pulling on it slowly. You'll notice one of the circles retracts. So use that to open up the beads. Do that like twice. Usually working with fishing line, the length of the fishing line you have will depend on how comfortable you are. For me, like I can do up to 40 inches, but because this is a small project, I think I'm just gonna do about the size of my plate today. Something like that. Then cut it. Okay. So to get you started, let me show you what. So if you look at these beads, they're worked in groups of 4. You might not look it, but they're worked in groups of 4. So your initial, let me say, sort of like foundation should be 4 beads. So you'll pick 3 beads first. 1, 2, 3. So starting out, you might pick a bead and pick a bead first with your hand like this, and then now insert the fishing line. But once you get used to it, picking up a bead shouldn't be hard. So make sure you drop those to the middle. Then take the last one. I'm taking it using my right side. Yeah, there. Take the last one and crisscross the two ends. So crisscrossing, the first fishing line has gone into the right side. The second one should go into the left. Something like that. See? Then, because it's the foundation one, pick, like, ensure they're equal, then push the bead down. See? If it's at the center, the better. So now you have two sides. I don't know if you can see, there's two sides, see? Two sides of the fishing line. So on the right side, you will pick one bead. And on the left side, sorry, you'll pick another bead on the left side. So these two, together with the one that was crisscrossed in the previous round, make 3. So you'll have to crisscross a third one. Sorry, the fourth one. I've picked it with my right side. I'm going to crisscross with the left. And I'm good. Ensure you crisscross, because if you don't crisscross, then they won't knot. Then always look back just to ensure the beads are aligned properly. Let's do this like 2 more times and then we can turn. So pick. I've started picking on my left side and on my right side. Then pick the last one. Doesn't matter which side you pick with, because we're going to crisscross it. Done. Then crisscross it. It's coming out through the left, so the left one needs to go into where the other one is coming in. I hope that makes sense. That's 3. Let's do one more. Then I'll show you how we turn. Picking with my left hand is a little bit tricky as well, so take some learning. Done. Then, sorry, drop those. Then come and pick. Crisscross. And there you have it. See? This is a very good height for a normal sized bracelet. I think most of, let me count first, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, most of my Maasai bracelets usually have this kind of height. So we're going to turn, and I love turning from left to right, but either way at this point it won't really matter, because it's not, at this point it won't matter because I don't have a pattern. So I'm turning this way. Yeah, this way to this way. So this is the fishing line that will be used to turn. So to turn, take the side where you're turning with and pick 2 beads. Let me just use my other hand. Go faster. 1, 2, then drop them. Once you drop them, pick the 3rd bead and crisscross it as usual. Sorry, crisscross it. Okay, so this is how it's going to look like. You see, we turned from here. This is the way we turned, and because that's how we turned, we're going to turn the same way again. So we're going this way. I hope we're still together. Pick, let me see, yeah, pick 2 beads using the left side, the side you're turning with. If you're turning with the right, you're going to pick using the right. 1, 2, then pick a 3rd one and crisscross. Then pull. Let's see. pull. See? So when you crisscross after you turn a line, you'll notice that one side is facing up, this side is facing up, this side is facing down, the one I'm holding on my right side. And because we want to work on top of this pair, we're going to need to sort of like move to that side. And moving means you simply insert your string or your fishing line through the one of the beads that are the next bead that is popping up, basically. I hope you've seen. Then now the next set will have two. It will have this one that we've pushed the fishing line through and the one that we crisscrossed in the previous row. Then the one that was facing up, the fishing line that was facing up that side, that end, should pick a bead. Let me move them together. Pick a bead, slide it down, pick one more bead, and crisscross it. Then push the crisscrossed bead down. See? So we have one bead facing up, one fishing line facing up, the other one facing down. The one facing down should go in through the other bead. See this bead? The fishing line facing down, the one I'm holding on my right hand, needs to go through it. Sometimes you can fold. When you fold it, you can see clearly. But if you already know where you're going through, you don't have to worry about that. There we have it, and then you simply pick with the one facing up, and pick the second one and crisscross. See? They might look like wobbly, but they're okay because they're all the same size. The one facing down should go in through the next bead from the previous row. I'm sorry, let me show you. I went out of frame for a minute. So it should go in through this one. Push it through, pull, and there you have it. Then fishing line facing up should pick a bead. Slide it down, pick a second bead, and crisscross it. Then pull it down. So we've come to the end of row 2. There's just remaining one part. So the one part, you see the fishing line facing down, will go through the bead just as usual. But now we'll do something different because we want to turn. See, like we went from right to left. Now we've gone from left to right. We're at the end. We need to turn and go back to the left. So the one facing the right side will now be the one to pick a bead. So pick one bead, slide it down, pick a second bead, and crisscross it. Yeah. So now we have 2 rows. Because we're turning from right to left, this time we'll be working with the right side. I hope I'm making sense. So the right side now will pick 2 beads because we already have one from the previous crisscrossed one. So 1, 2, that makes 3. Slide it down, pick the 4th one, and crisscross. Sorry, I keep going out of frame, sorry. Crisscross. Now, this is how it's facing. But I usually work better when I'm doing left to right than right to left. So all I'm going to do is turn. So it was facing this way. I'm just going to turn it to face like I'm going back to the right. And repeat for as many rows as you need it to be. See? repeat it for as many rows as you need it to. Like you'll just keep doing the same thing I've shown you over and over again. So I'm gonna leave you here. I want you to work up a couple of rows and then we'll come back and I'll show you how we close it. Okay, so I've done this a couple of times. I've actually only done it once, not a couple of times, but I wanted to show you how to close it up. And I just realized like having a different color when I'm closing up will be easier for you to see what I've done as compared to if I was to use the same monochrome color. So we're going to go back to our bracelet. Yeah. So when the bracelet comes together, you notice that it's like a row missing. So that's what you'll have when you're done working on your like bracelet length. So to help you see what I am doing, I'm just going to put this together and show you. There's two whites meeting. So right in the middle of those whites, I'm supposed to have a green, a red, and a black. But I want to show you using the yellow because it's easier for you to follow through. So put your bracelet together like this. Yeah, make sure all the sides are aligned. So you'll have something like this at the top. Then using the the fishing line on the right, pick up a bead. So in this case, you're picking up yellow. Then it's coming out from this. We're going to push it through the other side. See? So now we have this, and in the middle, it's supposed to be red. You see, they look like they're meeting but on opposite sides. This one is coming out from the left side. This one has gone in through the right side. So we're going to crisscross. With a yellow. Good. See, now we have crisscrossed with a yellow. And because this is only 3 rows, I want to finish where this yellow is. Instead of finishing at the top, I'm going to finish here because it's easier for me to close it up. So I'm going to push my right side again to the top. So I've gotten to the end. Once I get to the end, I'm going to turn my work so that I'm comfortable. I'm going to pick a yellow bead with the end that went to the top. Sorry, that fell down. Push it down. Then see the white where do you see this white? I hope you can see it. Do you see this white? I'm going to go in through it. So that these two ends are meeting in the middle. See, they're meeting at the red. And I have the yellows that I've put in the middle. I hope I've made sense. These two, usually I do sort of like a double knot. So I twist it and twist it again. Then I pull down and make sure it's snug in the middle. See? Snug. Then now I just go in with a regular knot once. And I'm basically done. It's a bracelet. I'm not even sure if it would fit my hand because I think I put it too tiny, but you get the gist. To cut off the fishing line, I pass it through a couple of beads. Sometimes because the beads are so tiny, they won't let you, like they won't allow for any more fishing line going through, but just find a way. Like don't cut it as soon as you knot it up because sometimes it unravels. See if I've pushed mine in very forcefully and it's worked. I'm going to do that maybe once or twice. So this for mine, both of them will end up in 2 different sides because my beads are too tiny, or I think my ends have like widened up or something. So I've pushed it through 1, 2. This other one, let's see if we can push it through this red. Slowly. If it doesn't, just cut off the tip. Cut off the tip just a little bit, because like using it through so many beads sometimes makes it wider. I think because it keeps catching on the edges. See, yeah, cutting it was a good idea. So I'll push it through 2 beads as well. This was the first one, and this. Oops. This should be the second one. So cut. Just be careful when you cut not to cut your bracelet, because if you do, then that means you're gonna have to start from scratch. Now that's the bracelet. I'll show you the same thing when it comes to closing. I have another one I was closing just to give you a different feel. See, this is something I was closing up. I'm yet to finish. So all you need to do is align them, and you'll notice the colors that go in the middle. Like here it's yellow, so I'll use yellow to crisscross. I'll use red to crisscross here. I'll crisscross with another red, and then I'll crisscross at the top black, then turn and come and tie it off just before the last bead. I hope you understood. I'm hoping you're not lost. If you have any questions or need any clarification, please let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe and share this video with your friends. Bye.